What's up, kinfolk? This is Chief X, the God Best reincarnated. And the God Best was an ancient Nile Valley deity who was protector of women and children. And the man's job is to protect the nation, the women, and the children. And that's what this video is basically about. Protection, sounding the alarm on foul behavior of men and their actions towards women. Okay? I come to bring you some more of this real, common sense science. Okay? Now, I was inspired to do this video from a conversation I had with a young lady who lives in Europe. A beautiful lady with a beautiful soul. Just beautiful inside and out. Okay? And she had told me a story that moved me so much that I told her, and she gave me permission, that I wanted to write about it. But then I said, you know what, I want to do a video about it so it can be more heartfelt and felt and understood by the people. And I wanted to sound the alarm because the story she told me moved me in a way where I said, I got to share and let people know, and maybe some brother can hear this and not behave in this kind of foul manner regarding the story I'm about to tell you. Now, through a conversation with this lady, she told me her plight, okay? And it was very moving to me. She's a lady who lives in Europe, was married to a Caucasian man for 12 years, was never able to have this man's child. Maybe the vibration frequency was off between them, who knows? But she never bore a child from this man. And after the divorce, she vowed to never date a Caucasian man or intermarry with a Caucasian man again. And after the divorce, she began to study her African history, her black history, and delve into her African ancestry so she can learn, and became very intrigued and interested. So she vowed not to ever date a Caucasian brother, and she wanted to give the black man a chance. In so doing, through the avenues of Facebook and phone conversation, she began to get close to a brother who lives in the South. Now, being from Europe, she's kind of culturally naive to the behavior of brothers here in the United States. And it's a bit of a culture shock from the standpoint of Europe and coming out here to see a brother and meet a brother and get to meet a brother. So as she carries on this phone courtship, this internet courtship, she takes a deep liking to the brother, to the point where they made plans and arrangements, and she came out here to the South to see him and visit with him and get to know him. As she comes out here, she ends up staying at a hotel. And it's kind of boggled to why that she's staying at a hotel and cannot go to his house and visit with him in his neighborhood, in his house. She's at a hotel, and she's out here for maybe 20 days. So as she's out here, he is disingenuous. This boy, he was a man in age and number, but in mentality he was a boy. Okay? Who liked to play games with women. and lead women on. So she gets here unknowingly, culturally naive, meets with the brother at a hotel. He explains why that she cannot come to his house, which we know is a bunch of drama. Make the story a little shorter. She comes to find out that he has a girlfriend living with him. And she ponders on this. And she blocks it out the whole time she's here. Just to kind of keep her sanity and so she can enjoy herself. Because she's never been to the United States of America. And she was excited about coming here. She was excited about meeting this brother. So they hook up, they hang out. She finds out that she cannot come to the house because the guy has a woman. Eventually this woman ends up contacting this woman and finding out that something is going on. And they have a conversation. The brother's woman is cursing this woman out. You know how they do. And just going off on her. And mind you, this is a beautiful, sweet woman. Just with a beautiful soul. And I have good intuition. And I'm conversating back with her as she tells me this story. And I begin to feel her pain. Okay? She blocks it out, dates him, is intimate with him, because she just wants to block it out and enjoy herself while she's here and have fun. Okay? Never does she go to this man's house. So she spends 20 days out here as he dates her and visits her at the hotel. Now to me, I'm sitting here like, why would he lead her on? It's not like you met a girl who lives in the same city and you jiving her. Any kind of jiving is wrong. So he leads her on to believe that he is single, not seeing anyone, and available for her, and that maybe they can have a serious relationship after getting to know each other and visiting and seeing each other physically. To make a long story short, she enjoys herself, but in the back of her mind, she's sad. And she's very disappointed. She tells me on her way back home, on the plane, she cries the whole flight home back to Europe. Just boo-hooing and crying and in pain. She couldn't understand why someone would lead her on and jive her in such a manner. Okay? She gets back home, and I think a week or so later, she finds out that she's pregnant. She's pregnant by this trifling brother's baby. Now she's in a situation. She has conversation with her family. They let her know it's going to be all right. And she wants to have this child. Being that she never had a child previously with this Caucasian man she was married to for 12 years. So she was excited about having a child. But she was sad that things didn't work out in the way that she thought. And that she was led on and tricked. Okay? So she begins to tell me the trip was a horrible trip. But it also was a blessing. Because now she was going to be a mother of a child. She had an incoming soul. Okay? So she was excited and blessed in one sense. But pained in another sense. And I sit back and listen to the story. And I may not even be telling it to you like she told it to me. But you can kind of get the point of where I'm coming from. Excuse me. So, what I want to say is, I personally never understood how brothers would lead sisters on in such a manner to the point where they're selling them dreams. Consciously selling them dreams. And even in my days, when I was younger, and I was playing around, I may have cheated on the women I was with. One thing I never did, though, is lead a woman on and sell a woman dreams. I was always very real and upfront about what I did. I said, hey, baby, I got a lady at home. I'm involved, The relationship may not be what it's supposed to be, but I'm involved. And I leave it up to her to make a decision, to see if she wants to date me. The ball's in her court. But at least I was honest and upfront with her. I didn't lead her on. I didn't sell her no dreams. I didn't tell her I love her just to get a piece of pussy. So this brother had her travel way from Europe to come to another state, and to be exact, it was Florida. And you know how Florida is. I don't know if you guys know, but you know how Florida is. He leads her on for a piece of pussy. Is it that serious, brothers? I mean, really. You're going to have a woman fly, spend her hard-earned money, and fly out here, not from another state, not from just visiting from another city, but a whole nother country, to come out here and be disingenuous to her and lead her on. The story pissed me off to the point where I wanted to make this, video. Okay? Never growing up, I may have been immoral in some ways by cheating, but never did I sell a woman dreams. Never did I tell them something that it wasn't going to be. Never, in fact, when I was involved, did I ever wine and dine another woman outside of my relationship. If I did mess around, it was strictly entertainment. It was strictly sex. It may sound bad if it was a hit and run, I'd take my motherfucking ass home. I wasn't whining and dining, spending my money on another woman, and selling another woman's dreams, taking money away from the family and the household that I was in. Although I did mess around and that was wrong, but I'm just being upfront and honest with you guys about taking it to another level to lead a woman on and play with her mind and jive her. Those kind of things are downright evil to me. You don't want to just play with a person's feelings in that kind of fashion. It's painful. Okay? This story moved me. And I wanted to sound the alarm to brothers. You cannot do this kind of stuff. You brothers cannot jive women and lead them on and sell them dreams. You know what selling a dream is? You're giving them a fictional false story. You're placing them in the la-la land. Okay? Having them think it's going to be some kind of way when it's really not, and you have no intentions on being with her or marrying her. You might as well just keep it fucking real. Tell them you involved, and you guys can't be anything but friends. That's what I did. Not saying I was right, But at least I didn't sell her a bunch of bullshit. Get her expectations all up. To let her down and be in pain. You know what I figured out? I don't really want to mess around anymore and hurt a woman's feeling. I'm going to tell you this story. I was with, not my ex-wife, but a lady before her. And I was dipping around. Okay? I dipped around. Okay? One time she went through my phone and contacted a lady who I was fucking. She began to question this lady and they had conversations. The lady would cover for me all the time. Every time she called her, this lady was down for me and didn't want to break up the relationship I had with the woman. She would cover for me and lie for me. So one day she got fed up because the woman I was involved with would badger her and call her so much. And one day, through conversation, she gave my woman a hint that me and her did have sex and was intimate. That was all my woman wanted to hear. Okay? They hung up the phone. She did not front tell her, but she gave her a clear sign that we did. So, they got the phone, so my woman sweats me. And, mind you, I love this woman. I may not have been the most disciplined guy in the world. But I worked. I came home. I paid bills. And I genuinely loved her. I may have not been mature enough and disciplined enough to fight off certain temptations. But I did love her. And I didn't want to see her hurt. And she would question me day after day. Just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. And I would deny and I would deny it. You know, X, just tell me the truth. Just tell me the truth. And I would deny it and die. One day I got so tired I just wanted to clean my slate. And I said one day I'm just going to get honest with her because I'm tired about her asking me about it. And I'm going to get this shit past me and we're going to move forward and have a beautiful relationship because we have a home that we bought together. Okay? So I'm not losing. Okay? So I got honest with her and said, baby, you know what? We did mess around. We was intimate a few times. I met her at the club and we was intimate. The look on my woman's face is a look I would never want to see in my woman again. She was so pained, she immediately turned from me, went into the bathroom and began to cry and throw up all in the toilet, crying in the sink. And as I'm sitting in my room, I can hear her and I'm feeling her pain because I loved her. And it's bothering me. Now, I may not feel the pain she felt, but I'm telling you, I felt some pain. And I said, never again do I ever want to project this pain on a woman. Never again do I want to make a woman go through what my woman was going through in that bathroom, crying, tearing, throwing up. I felt like shit that day. Okay? I felt like shit. And from that point on, that relationship on, I said, I will never mess around again and I'll be faithful. And I just won't even get into a relationship if I feel I'm going to mess around. Because I don't want to pain nobody like that. You know what I mean? It's not a good feeling. Okay? So from then on, from that day on, I kind of flew straight. And I always tell sisters, the only things, two things that will straighten a man out and make him fly right. Either he ages out and gets too old and tired of playing the game and shit and he just, wants to slow down. Or either he goes through some kind of traumatic trauma. Like losing a house, losing your family, the kids are gone. Some trauma where you take a loss and are hurt by the loss you took and you no longer want to take a serious loss like that. See, a lot of brothers haven't been through no serious pain and they're taking a loss like that where they got property involved and they lose shit behind a piece of pussy. Okay? So from that day on, I never cheated again on someone who I was involved with in a loving relationship. I'm married again. That marriage didn't work out. But I wasn't the cheater I was in previous relationships. Okay? So, I say all that to say, a lot of times, man, we bring this unnecessary pain on women when all you got to do is just keep it real. Women will respect you, I've learned, if you keep it real. Be totally upfront and honest. You'll be surprised, actually, what they will do and go for because of your honesty and upfrontness. There's no need to lead a woman on and have them thinking it's something when it's really not that way. It's really never a need to do that. Even when I was a youngster, I never told a girl, baby, I love you, just to get some pussy. It's too many fucking fish in the sea to be going there. It's beautiful women everywhere. Fuck it. You can't get that piece of pussy. You ain't got to lie to them like that. I've been a player, a Mac, a maintenance man, and all that. But one thing I still never done, and I just maybe because I was a little more kinder than the average Joe Blow, I never sold a woman dreams and wasn't serious about whatever kind of relationship we had, whether it was sexual or a friendship or whatever. All not extramarital, but all extra affairs outside of my main woman was up front. I got a woman. The relationship is bad, but I got a woman and we live together. You can't call my home or none of that shit. We can only date. I'm sexually attracted to you. You know, what do you want to do? They always respected that. Okay? So, just to close this video out, brothers, we got to do better. There is no need to behave in certain manners and certain fashions, because you ruin it for the good brothers when they really want to, be down with a woman. You got these women out here bitter and angry. And they're bitter and angry because of the games that we've played with them. Maybe if we have a little more upfront with them and just be honest with them, they won't be as bitter and angry. Okay? You motherfuckers is fucking it up for good brothers who try to do the good thing and end up getting with a woman who's been pained and has bitter and has all kind of anger and resentments to men for behavior men displayed to them. I mean, we got to clean it up. Okay? Is your game that fucking weak where you can't keep it real? You think because if you tell somebody you got a woman and you up front with somebody, you can't get no pussy nowhere? I mean, I don't understand what the problem is. Okay? Either be faithful or be upfront with whoever you messing with. We shouldn't mess around at all. But the reality of it is men do this. But if you're going to do it, at least be honest with the women you engaging in shit with and fucking. Okay? Be honest and upfront. Be real with yourself and be real with that woman. Because we can't sit here paining and hurting women like we do. Okay? We got to stop this shit. Okay? So, this is all I really wanted to convey to the brothers. something that had been weighing on my mind. I promised I would make a video and put it out there, just as a message to the brothers. I promised this sister, and she wanted me to do this. I'm not sure if this brother is in part of the Afrocentric conscious community that I'm a part of. If he hears this, it may relate to, hey, this is what it is. You know, I don't know, but I really don't give a fuck. She's now caring for this child, and this child is, I think, 2 or 3 years old. No support from this motherfucker. She's doing it on her own as a single woman. And she's a great mother. And the child is a beautiful child, being raised very well, without this lunch meat Larry ass nigga. You know, no support whatsoever. Just one of them old lunch meat Larry Lane niggas. Okay, so we got to do better by our sisters, and I don't want you guys to think I'm promoting cheating or saying that's good to do or the right thing to do, because it's wrong. But sometimes I just have to get honest with you about things I've went through or done, just to convey a message. And you know, and that's that. So we got to do better by these sisters and be a little more real with them. And I just wanted to share this video for this sister's sake and other sisters, being that I am Chief X, the God Best reincarnated, and the God Best is protector of women and children. So I just wanted to share this little brief message with you guys, and you know, in hopes that as the black community, as the African American community, that we can do better, and at least have some honesty, even though we may not be the most disciplined men or brothers at times, and you know, we may fail and slip and get into things that we're not supposed to get into. But one thing we can do is have a bit of integrity about the way we go about it, and kind of clean it up. So I thank the sister for the message that she gave me. I'm sending out, you know, my wishes that things go well for you and your child, and you know, things is all good, because this is a beautiful woman with a beautiful soul who genuinely just desired a good man and desired to date a brother and find some love, but was just a little culturally naive about how brothers are out here. And later on she began to tell me another story about someone else she's met and talking to. And I had to sound the alarm and kind of give her warning that slow your roll. This may not be right because it doesn't sound right. Okay? If the brother needs to meet you and wants to see you, he should pay his own goddamn way, get him a goddamn plane ticket, and fly the fuck out to Europe and see you. Don't you be spending no money on him to come see you. Because that's a long way to travel. And you're talking about building a serious relationship and a commitment. Now, if it's just for some fun and entertainment, you know, she can pay or he can pay, that's okay. I mean, let's just work out between them, whatever's budget is cool. But when you're talking about building a serious relationship and getting with somebody on a serious tip, he needs to show some kind of effort and gumption that he can handle you. And he needs to pay his own way to come out there and see you, especially in another country. So anyway, this is Chief X, the God Best reincarnated. Just wanted to bring you some real common sense signs in that message. Peace. I'm out.